Look, I'm just going to come right out and say it. This team is in trouble. Not panic mode, not sell everything trouble, but real, genuine, we need to figure this out trouble. And the frustrating part? Some of it is self-inflicted. Some of it has nothing to do with the injuries. And that's what we need to talk about today, because I feel like a lot of fans are dancing around the real issue here, and I'm done dancing. You want to know what keeps me up at night as a Jays fan right now? It's not the injuries. Injuries happen. Every team deals with them. What keeps me up is watching this offense go completely silent in games where the pitching staff is dealing. Because when that happens, when your starter is out there throwing an absolute gem and your bats can't back him up, that's not bad luck. That's a structural problem. And structural problems don't fix themselves. Let me paint the picture for you. Dylan Cease goes out there yesterday and does something that has never been done in Blue Jays history. He sets a single-game record for the most pitches at 99 miles per hour or above by a Blue Jays starter. Think about what that means. This man is throwing absolute gas, hitting his spots, keeping hitters off balance, and what happens? The Jays lose. They lose because the offense couldn't put together anything meaningful and because the defense, specifically the catching situation since Kirk went down, has been nothing short of embarrassing. That's two different problems colliding at the same time, and it resulted in a loss that nobody should be okay with. Now here's what I want to address before anything else, because I think this is being massively overlooked. John Schneider leading off Nathan Lucas is one of the worst lineup decisions I have seen in a long time. I'm not trying to pile on Nathan Lucas as a person, but the numbers are the numbers. The guy is hitting .065. Not .165, not .265, .065. That is historically bad. That is a number that should not be in a major league lineup, let alone the leadoff spot. Meanwhile, Davis Schneider is sitting over there with an OPS above .800, playing some of the best baseball of his career, and he's not leading off. Davis Schneider needs to be in the lineup every single day going forward, no questions asked. When your offense is struggling the way it is, you play the hot hands. You ride the guys who are producing. That's not complicated. Stop overthinking it. And listen, I get it. The injuries are real. Springer is out. Barger is out. Alejandro Kirk, the biggest one of all, is out. And you can absolutely feel the absence of those guys in the way this team is playing right now. Brandon Valenzuela is a rookie. He's going to have growing pains. I'm not going to sit here and destroy a young guy for making mistakes behind the plate. But the reality is the defense back there has cost this team at least 2 wins already this season, and that is not sustainable. You cannot keep gifting away games in a division where every single win matters. But here's the thing that I actually want to make very clear. I don't fully agree with the idea that this team doesn't have enough talent to score runs even with these injuries. I think the talent is there. I think the execution has been the problem. Vladdy is doing his thing. Jesus Sanchez has been solid. Lenny Sosa looked decent yesterday in limited action. The pieces are there. They just haven't been clicking at the same time, and that's what needs to change, because you cannot keep wasting performances like what Dylan Cease is giving you. Now let's talk about Jeff Hoffman, because this conversation needs to happen. Over his Blue Jays career, Hoffman is sitting at a 4.36 ERA with 10 blown saves. 10. That is not a ratio you want to see from your closer. The advanced metrics look a little better this year, and yes, small sample size, he has been striking batters out at a solid clip. But a couple days ago he came out after blowing a save and straight up told reporters he had nothing. No command. No stuff, nothing was going where he wanted it. Now credit where it's due, Tyler Rogers and Louis Varland helped bail the team out and they ultimately won that game. But that should not have even been a close situation. It was a blown save that almost cost them a game they had no business losing. So here's the real question, and I want everyone to drop their answer in the comments right now. Should Jeff Hoffman still be the closer? Because I'm starting to wonder if Louis Varland is the answer there. Dan Shulman mentioned yesterday that Varland would have been the guy in the 9th if they had a lead, specifically because Hoffman had already thrown 31 pitches earlier in the game. And when you listen to how John Schneider talks about Varland, you can hear something different in his voice. He called him consistently the same guy, said he's not fazed by the situation, that is mentally locked in. Those are closer qualities. Those are the kinds of things you say about a guy you trust in the biggest moments. Maybe the role change is coming. Maybe it needs to come sooner rather than later. The bright spot in all of this, and there genuinely is one, is the update on Trey Savage. Arden's Welling reported that Savage looked like himself pitching for the Buffalo Bisons, throwing 71 pitches over 4 1/3, striking out 5, and most importantly his fastball velocity was right where it needs to be. That is massive news for this rotation because outside of Kevin Gausman and Dylan Cease, the starting pitching has not been consistent enough to carry this team. Getting Savage back healthy and sharp gives this rotation a completely different dimension, and I'm expecting him back within the next couple of weeks. Probably one more rehab start to tune things up and then he's back in the mix. Look, the Jays are 7-10. It's not the end of the world. This is not a moment to blow everything up or start questioning whether this team can compete. But they need to wake up right now. They cannot keep losing games where their ace is dealing. They cannot keep trotting out a lead-off hitter with a .065 average. They cannot keep giving games away defensively behind the plate. And they need to figure out this closer situation before it genuinely costs them something meaningful. The window to fix this is right now. Springer is coming back. Kirk is coming back. Barger is coming back. When those guys return, this team looks completely different. But you have to hold it together until that happens. You have to grind out wins with what you have. And right now what they have is enough to do that. They just need to execute. Drop your thoughts on Hoffman in the comments. See you next time.